Yo gamers of Philadelphia and beyond, this is the Friendly Philly Gamer, and today I'm going to talk about the TooManyGames 2014 convention that took place from June 27th till the 29th in Oaks, Pennsylvania. This is the pass I got when I paid for entry to the convention on Friday night. It's nice, it's laminated, has an access code apparently to redeem this card. Drop cards. I'm not sure what drop cards is, but I'm going to have to go and check that out. But it's very nicely designed. Obviously, they took the font and the appearance from Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. It's very well designed and it's simple, but it gets the job done, and I like it. Here is the TooManyGames 2014 informational brochure / guide that they gave out to people at the front registration desk. And basically in this episode I'm going to be giving a general overview of what the show was about, do a quick recap, I have some video for you guys, and I'm also going to be showing some of my pickups and finds that I got at the show over the weekend. Now for those who are wondering what TooManyGames is all about, it's not an E3 kind of convention. It's not an expo in which big name publishers and developers go to show off their new and upcoming games. It's more of a homegrown kind of convention. It's more for the public, not just for game critics and insiders. And it's grown substantially over the past couple of years. I remember just a few years ago, there was only a couple hundred people that showed up to the whole convention over the entire weekend. This year, it seemed like there was at least a couple thousand people that showed up for each day of the convention, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At this year's TooManyGames, there was plenty of things to do. First off, we'll talk about the marketplace. The marketplace had tons and tons of vendors who were selling games and accessories for pretty much every console imaginable, from the Atari 2600 up until now with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Not only did you have video game vendors, but you also had board game and card game vendors as well. And hell, they even had tables set up so that people could play against each other in the board games and card games. That's pretty awesome. They also had an arcade section. They had a couple of tables where there were consoles set up for tournaments. There were video game tournaments there, which was always pretty fun. They had events and concerts. One of them was actually performed by Power Glove, this band that makes really cool metal covers of classic gaming tunes, and it was a lot of fun. And what would a video game convention be without panels? And there were plenty of them. I think there was at least 1 or 2 panels for each hour of the convention. The panelists ranged from YouTube superstars in the video gaming community like James Rolfe, the Angry Video Game Nerd, Alpha Omega Sin, the Game Chasers, to the relatively obscure like my friend Matt Chicklese, who runs a meetup group that I'm a part of entitled the Philly Area Retro Gamers. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, check us out sometime. It's the TooManyGames 2014 video montage. This is a very important part of Too Many Games. You know I'm going to be back here a few times. Alright guys, so the first game I picked up is a pretty hard to find game nowadays, but it was a classic when it was released back in the day. I love this game, and I think you guys are going to know what I'm talking about as soon as I show it to you. I mean, look at that. Remember that game? It had some amazing graphics, really colorful characters, great sound, and... Wait a minute. What the hell is this? It's a hoagie. How the hell did a hoagie get in here? This isn't for the PlayStation 1. Well, at least it has jalapenos. So now I'm actually going to get into real video games and not just food items. And the first game on our list is
Resident Evil 4
for the PlayStation 2. Now, I have this game for the GameCube. I actually bought it the first day it came out back in the mid-2000s. I can't remember exactly which year it came out. I think it was 2004 or 2005. I think very early 2005. But anyway, I bought it for the GameCube, but I didn't own a GameCube at the time. I actually had to borrow the system from my sister to actually play Resident Evil 4. And I only got about 2 or 3 hours into RE4 before I stopped playing it, and ultimately I forgot about it. Now, my sister sold her GameCube a few years ago, and I just never got around to picking up a GameCube. So we'll take a look inside right now. It's in very good condition. The manual is in good condition. The disc looks really nice. There's maybe only 1 or 2 scratches. And you just saw my camera there, so yeah, you get to see my camera. But yeah, it's in good condition for $7. Next up is Blazing Dragons for the Sega Saturn, created by Crystal Dynamics and distributed by Mindscape. Starring the voices of Terry Jones and Cheech Marin. Now, there are 2 main reasons why I picked this game up. First of all, I'm a sucker for those old school adventure games, and this is one of them. I mean, I love games like Myst, Monkey Island, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, and the like. So that's one big reason why I picked this one up. And second of all, this game is based off of a cartoon created by Terry Jones, one of the members of the Monty Python comedy troupe. I mean, who doesn't love Monty Python, really? You must be crazy if you don't love Monty Python. Anyway, so that's another big reason to pick this game up. And, it has some pretty nice cartoony graphics that were common at the time. They looked like LucasArts style graphics. And, I've read reviews about this game before, and it's not an amazing game by any means, but it gets the job done. And it was only $10. It's in good condition, so I'm willing to give it a shot. This one's called Shadow of Destiny for PlayStation 2. Now, admittedly, I don't know too much about this one, except that it's a survival horror adventure game that came out in 2001 for the PS2, and it's made by Konami. I remember reading reviews and previews back in 2001 when it came out in Game Informer and GamePro, when I actually used to subscribe to those magazines. Unfortunately, I don't subscribe to many magazines anymore, except for Retro Gamer. But, the box is in decent condition, except that it has a couple of stickers on it. I got it for about $10. The manual is in pretty decent condition, and the disc, I checked, it only has a few scratches on it, so... But, this is one of those games that, that you don't know too much about beforehand. Since it's such a cheap buy, and I heard decent things about it from my friends, I decided to pick it up. So, I'm looking forward to playing it. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. And just to give you a little backstory, I have been looking for this game in the wild for at least 4 or 5 years. I know I can buy this on eBay pretty easily for about $30 complete, but this was one of the games that I told myself that I didn't want to buy online, but if I ever came across it in the wild, I would definitely pick it up. I've went to a couple different game stores that sold classic and retro games, and I have not been able to find it. This was the first copy I've seen in the wild for a very, very long time. Sorry about the glare. But I am so happy that I got this. Now, Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem is a survival horror action-adventure game. So you're probably saying, so what? But it's pretty unique because of one feature. If you can read that, it says unique sanity effects. And what this entails is that the game will try to blur the line between reality and fantasy. To give you an example, it will fake deleting all of your saved games on the system. Like, it will fake going into the memory manager and deleting all of your saved games. That's crazy. It also fakes flipping the screen backwards. Like, the screen will horizontally shift backwards for 1 or 2 minutes at a time. And it'll also fake shutting off the TV screen as well. So it has some pretty unique scare tactics to it. And I always wanted to try it, and I'm so happy that I'm going to be able to play it finally. And now you're probably saying, Friendly Philly Gamer, you don't even have a GameCube, so why did you pick it up? Well, I always told myself that once I found this game in the wild, I would pick up, yes, a GameCube. So I picked this up for about $35, and I picked this one up for $35. And this is in very good condition. It comes with the manual, the box is in good condition, the disc is near perfect. So I'm just very happy that I found Eternal Darkness. So it pretty much makes my purchase of Resident Evil 4 for the PS2 worthless. But you know what? Actually, it doesn't make it worthless, because the Resident Evil 4 version for PS2 actually has a few enhancements over the GameCube one. Most notably, the PS2 version has 16:9 widescreen. So if I want to play Resident Evil 4 on PS2 on my HD TV, that's a big plus. That really is a big plus. Also, the Resident Evil 4 for PS2 has a couple of extra weapons that aren't found in the GameCube version, and it also has a couple of new chapters starring Ada Wong. So, you know what? Actually, Resident Evil 4 for PS2 wasn't a worthless pickup. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of the Friendly Philly Gamer. So from Contra and Cheesesteaks to Rockman and Rocky, this is the Friendly Philly Gamer, sending you some brotherly love. Till next time. Yeah, there we go.